We do begin here with a developing story, a serious situation unfolding overnight in California. More than 40,000 people forced from their homes amid fears of a potential chemical catastrophe. ABC's Jacqueline Lee is in Los Angeles with the latest. Jacqueline, good morning.
Wait, good morning. The situation is dire, with emergency responders trying to stop the explosion of chemical tanks from morphing into a massive fireball and triggering a chain reaction. Breaking overnight, a potential catastrophe with 40,000 people under evacuation orders in Orange County.
This thing is gonna fail. We don't know when.
Officials fearing a toxic explosion after noxious vapors spewed into the air due to a leak at this aerospace manufacturing company in Garden Grove, California, about 35 miles from Los Angeles.
We do have 3 leaking tanks.
Firefighters and hazmat teams racing to stop a 34,000-gallon tank from exploding in a mushroom cloud of toxic chemicals.
This is highly volatile, it's highly toxic, and it's highly flammable.
It's a respiratory irritant, so it can start off very mild, but it can progress to a point where, yes, you would probably require hospitalization, if not more.
Thousands of residents evacuated and at least a dozen schools closed. Overnight, lines of evacuated residents stretching out the door of shelters.
Got a knock on the door, and I was told we're supposed to leave.
Just waiting and not knowing what's going to happen, because we all want to go home.
The crisis occurred at GKN Aerospace, which builds engines and landing gear for commercial and military aircraft. One of the tanks compromised due to a broken valve, according to authorities. KABC's Chris Christie in a helicopter above the scene.
That tank right there in the middle of your screen, you can see the exterior of that tank literally peeling off as the chemicals inside continue to heat up. Despite all of the water they're trying to spray on there to keep this cool right now.
Authorities describing the race to cool the tank down with sprinklers as successful, but when the manufacturer's response team attempted to neutralize the tank with chemicals, it failed.
We are at 2 current options and outcomes of this tank. One, it fails and cracks and all the product leaks out onto the ground. The other option that was told to us is that it blows up.
Fire crews working overnight to mitigate risk and get the tank to the lowest temperature possible.
Our efforts so far have continued to cool the tank. It's down to a temperature around 61 degrees, with 50 being its halfway place. So those efforts are succeeding.
Authorities say they are monitoring air quality and it is within normal limits, but warning residents to evacuate because if this thing explodes, they can't control which direction it goes. Rachel.
40,000 people under those evacuation orders. Okay, Jacqueline, thank you. This morning, we are learning more about the tragic death of legendary NASCAR driver Kyle Busch and the urgent 911 call made just 1 day before he died. ABC's Ike Ajachi is here with the details. Ike, so many remembering him this morning.
That's right. Good morning, Rachel. He was a controversial champion known as Rowdy on the track. Off of it, a loving family man who still had so much left to offer. This morning, new details are emerging about that 911 call made just hours before Kyle Busch became unresponsive.
Kyle Busch!
This morning, the sudden death of a NASCAR legend, Kyle Busch, rocking the racing community as new details emerging of a 911 call made the day before his death.
And tell me exactly what's happened.
I've got an individual that's shortness of breath, very hot, thinks he's going to pass out, and is producing a little bit of blood, coughing up some blood.
The Associated Press reporting Busch had been training in a racing simulator in North Carolina when he became unresponsive Wednesday. At the time of the call, it appeared the 41-year-old was conscious.
Is he awake?
He is awake. He's awake. He's on the bathroom floor right now.
An ambulance rushing him to the hospital. This comes after Busch asked for a doctor to meet him after his race at Watkins Glen just 2 weeks ago.
Can somebody try to find Phil Heisel? He's the Hendrick doctor guy. Tell him I need him after the race, please. I'm going to need a shot. Copy. He'll be at your bus.
Announcers heard saying he suffered from a sinus cold all week that was exacerbated by intense G-forces and elevation changes at the road course.
You can kind of still hear it. I'm still not great, but the cough was pretty substantial last week.
And he's getting some boos. And a lot of cheers as well.
Busch, a controversial figure who entered NASCAR at 16, embraced the title Rowdy, known for his brash persona that riled up crowds, winning 234 races across the sport's 3 national series, more than any other driver in history.
And to me, Kyle Busch just defines what it means to be a racer in NASCAR. We watched him become a husband and a father the same way we watched him become a champion, and we all did that as a family. We were all part of that.
And Richard Childress Racing now announcing it'll retire Busch's iconic number 8, a car he helped design, switching to number 33 starting this weekend in Charlotte. Now the team saying the number has become synonymous with Busch and will be held in reserve for his son Brexton if he one day enters NASCAR, guys.
And at 41 years old,
So
people
young.
still trying to comprehend just how this could happen. All right, thank you, Ike. We turn now to Memorial Day weekend, the getaway, and the stormy forecast for the unofficial start of summer. Danielle Breezy from our affiliate station in Nashville, WKRN, is joining us. Danielle, good morning. Some messy weather for days now.
Unfortunately, Whit, this weekend does look like a wet one for sure. Now, I want to show you behind me here. This is in Vance, Alabama, an EF1 tornado touchdown yesterday there. Luckily, there were no injuries. This was from an isolated storm, but today, as we shift our attention to Saturday, it is going to be an active day, especially along the Gulf Coast and into Texas here. Flood watches are up. There could be even some stronger storms out there with wind, hail, and maybe an isolated tornado. Also in the Ohio area, we're going to have to watch that too. But notice the rain showers continue up and down the East Coast. Sunday will be a little bit better, I think, which is good news. We'll have a little less chance for rain. And look at this. The west is staying warm and dry, so that's one good thing. We're going to have that Memorial Day weekend forecast and talk about Memorial Day in particular coming up, Rachel.
Okay, looking forward to that. Not how I was expecting it
No,
to be.
not quite.
Like a little bit more sunny. All right, that's the weather. Now let's get to your Memorial Day weekend travel. The experts are expecting another record breaker as millions of us make our getaways by air and car, even though gas prices and jet fuel prices continue to rise. ABC's Andrew Nimbert is at New York LaGuardia Airport. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, Rachel. You know, millions of Americans aren't letting these higher gas prices derail their Memorial Day weekend plans as airports and highways across the country brace for this travel surge.
This morning, a record number of Americans are on the move this Memorial Day weekend. AAA expects more than 45 million people to travel, the most ever for the holiday. At airports across the country, packed terminals, long security lines, and full flights.
We were nervous, hoping we don't miss our flight.
The TSA predicting to screen more than 18 million people, with the busiest hubs being Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, and Denver.
We are really early for our flight, so we're like 5 hours early, because we were really worried about how the traffic situation was going to be.
Overnight, good news for travelers at New York's LaGuardia Airport, a runway now reopened after being shut down since Wednesday after this sinkhole opened up. The shutdown, which caused delays and cancellations at one of the nation's busiest airports, still under investigation.
You want to get home, get to family, get to where you want to go. Right. Safely and quickly.
And from runways to roads. AAA says more than 39 million Americans will be driving to and from their Memorial Day destination.
Gas prices are terrible, but we got to pay them.
But drivers are paying more at the pump this year, gas prices considerably higher than this time last year.
I stopped it at 70. I didn't want to go past 50, but when I saw how low the amount was, I said, wow, I have to go a little higher here. But I said not past 70.
And if you are driving to your destination today, travel experts say the best time to hit the roads as early as possible, but anytime before 11 a.m. you should be pretty good. The worst of the traffic expected to be from about noon to 5 p.m., Rachel.
Drew, my jaw dropped when she said $70 at the pump there. That was surprising. So what's the latest you're seeing on gas prices for this holiday weekend?
So at last check, the national average for a gallon of gas going for $4.53 a gallon. It's down a couple of cents from yesterday, but still up considerably from this time last year. Last Memorial Day weekend, it's up $1.34 from last year, Rachel.
Oh, yeah, going to cost you more for that getaway. All right, Andrew, we appreciate your reporting. Thank you. Whit?
All right, Rachel, now to breaking news overseas. A disaster at a coal mine in China with nearly 100 deaths reported. ABC's Britt Clennett is joining us now from Beijing with the latest. Britt, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. Yeah, the death toll drastically climbing from a gas explosion here in northern China. Now at least 90 people are confirmed to have died in this country's worst coal mine disaster in 16 years. Some people could actually still be trapped underground, with hundreds of rescue workers still operating at the site in Shanxi province. That's about a 7-hour drive south from here in Beijing. Now, officials said 247 people were on duty at the time of the explosion. That was 7:30 on Friday night. More than 100 were taken to hospital. Video from Chinese state media, it shows people being carried out of the area on stretchers. Meanwhile, Chinese President Xi Jinping, he's called for an investigation into what went wrong and said those responsible must be held to account. State media here, they're reporting that officials running the mine, that they've been taken into custody, also saying that the levels of carbon monoxide at the site were exceeding limits. Although it's still not clear exactly what caused this deadly explosion. The country, of course, hoping more people are rescued alive in the coming hours. Rachel?
Okay, Britt, thank you. Now to the shakeup in the Trump administration as Tulsi Gabbard announces she'll be resigning as the Director of National Intelligence. She's now the 4th member of the cabinet to depart just this year. Senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is in Washington with the latest. Good morning, Selena.
Yeah, Rachel, good morning. Tulsi Gabbard announced she's resigning because her husband was recently diagnosed with bone cancer. It also comes as she's been sidelined by the administration on some key foreign policy decisions. And this is now the 4th cabinet member to leave the Trump administration in just the last 3 months, and all of them have been women.
This morning, another member of President Trump's cabinet is on her way out. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard says she's resigning, citing her husband's recent diagnosis with a rare form of bone cancer, writing, "I cannot in good conscience ask him to face this fight alone while I continue in this demanding and time-consuming position." The president jumping into praise her, saying Tulsi has done an incredible job and we will miss her. But her tenure has been rocky. Gabbard rose to prominence as an anti-war Democrat who warned against regime change conflicts. She then became a Trump loyalist, but as part of his administration, was largely left out of key national security decisions, including around U.S. military action in Venezuela and Iran. In March, shortly after the war began, Gabbard refused to repeat the president's claim that Iran posed an imminent threat to the U.S.
It is not the intelligence community's responsibility to determine what is and is not an imminent threat.
Okay.
That is up to the president based on a volume of information
it is precisely
that he receives.
It is precisely your responsibility.
The president then asked whether he still has confidence in her.
I don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon, because if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it immediately. I think she's probably a little bit softer on that issue, but that's okay. Some people are. Most people aren't.
This as the president remains defiant amid a Republican revolt over his $1.8 billion taxpayer fund to compensate allies who claim they were mistreated by the Biden administration. It could even pay out rioters who stormed the Capitol and attacked police officers on January 6th. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche rushed to the Capitol this week to justify the fund. Senator Ted Cruz says Republican senators were furious and screaming at Blanche during the meeting.
There were fireworks at an epic level. And I got to say, it's one of the roughest meetings I've seen in my entire time in the Senate. There were a lot of Republican senators who were just pissed.
So lawmakers have left town for this week-long recess, but when they come back, things will still be messy. Republicans are delaying this vote on Trump's immigration plan until they get answers on this $1.8 billion fund. What we are seeing, guys, is rare pushback from within the president's own party. For many of them, this fund is just a bridge too far.
Yeah, lawmakers still have a lot of questions about it, too. Thank you, Selena. We appreciate it. Now to growing concern this morning over the rapidly spreading Ebola outbreak in Central Africa. ABC's Alex Perche is joining us now. And Alex, there's been a sharp rise in the number of suspected cases and deaths.
Yeah, that's right, Whit. The suspected cases in Central Africa now well into the hundreds, and the growing fear from officials there is that number will continue to rise. This morning, the World Health Organization sounding the alarm, calling the growing Ebola outbreak in Central Africa deeply worrisome. There are now nearly 750 suspected cases, including 177 suspected deaths in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The UN Health Agency upgrading its risk assessment for the spread in the country to very high. Here in the U.S., the CDC is responding, set to deploy 7 experts from Atlanta to the region to help contain the outbreak. And now, new restrictions for passengers bound for the U.S. from Ebola-ridden hotspots in Africa.
Our number one thing has to be, we can't have it affect the United States. We can't have Ebola cases coming here.
The Department of Homeland Security announcing all flights with passengers, including U.S. citizens who are in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Sudan, and Uganda within 21 days, must land at Washington Dulles Airport, where enhanced public health measures are taking place. U.S. officials saying the risk of Ebola to the general public remains very low. Yeah, and this morning, DHS has added Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport and also Houston's George Bush International for enhanced screening efforts. And also that American doctor who came in contact with a patient infected with Ebola in Uganda, now transferred to a hospital in the Czech Republic out of caution. The hospital says he is not showing any symptoms. Rachel?
Okay, good to hear. Okay, Alex, thank you. All right, we're going to switch gears now because as we begin the holiday weekend and head towards the summer grilling season, many of those cooking essentials are going to cost you a little bit more. ABC's Morgan Norwood is here to break it all down. Hey, Morgan.
Hey, good morning to you, Rachel. Yes, there may be a little bit of sticker shock this year, but do not call off that barbecue just yet. I got you covered. Grocery bills have risen at their fastest annual pace in about 3 years, overall about 3%. But there is some good news this morning. Some of those barbecue staples are actually down. So I want to talk through some of the specifics. Those burgers will cost you more. Ground beef is up about 15% more over the past year. But chicken is looking pretty good. It held steady and is actually down slightly. What about the sides? You got to have the sides. You might go easy on the tomatoes this year because they are up about 50% more from last year. Lettuce rose about 7.5%, but that egg salad or potato salad, that is going to cost you a little bit less. So go with that. Do you guys like to make your own? I do. Potatoes down 11%. Eggs down a whopping 56%. Remember how expensive they were this time last year? So looking really good. And while we're talking about the cookout essentials, we gotta mention the cheese. Not sure how you all feel. I need the cheese on mine. I need the cheese on the burger. Cheddar will cost you about 5% more than last year, but those American slices that actually melt a little bit better on a burger, down about 6%. So I don't know about either of you. I'm ready for that barbecue. You can probably hear my stomach growling from this walk.
Like the swaps, though.
I know.
Good ideas.
The potato salad. It's a
Always
good year
in the
for
potato
that.
salad.
We just need the weather to cooperate.
Exactly.
Thanks, Morgan.